So let's say if you're new to individual health, you start maybe slowly and you start selling one policy a month. So maybe 1 year can do 12 policies. And then once you're more experienced, perhaps you can sell up to 15 per year and then consistently do that over the years. Yeah. Commission is 15%. What I want to highlight here for medical products, renewal rate is generally very good at 90%. Yeah. So maybe the other two products that are also quite high on the renewal rate that you can also focus on is on the Home Protector Enhanced and also PA. Those also generally have very good renewal rates. That means once you have a policy holder, 90% of those cases will continue to remain and renew consistently. So from there, you can see from the chart, as you continue to sell your individual health product, you can see that your premium portfolio will grow, and so of course will your commission. Yeah. So as you see, just an illustration, if you consistently do 15 per year and a 90% renewal rate, this is the GWP will go up, and so your commission. And at the same time, also premium will increase due to medical inflation every few years, and also as your clients age, they may go on to the next age banding, and also premium will also increase as the customers age as well. So as premium will increase for individual health, yeah. So potentially your premium will also continue to increase along the years. So you'll be happy to know that Generali is the #1 general health insurance provider in Malaysia. So this, we're comparing among all the general insurers in Malaysia, your MSIG, your Tokio, your Berjaya, Sompo, and we have 25% of the market share. So that's quite significant among all the general insurance players in the market. And individual health, we're at 18.8% market share. So rest assured, I think we have a reputation, so we're reputable in the market. We have really such a big share, and we have experienced team handling claims, and also a TPA working with all the TPAs, third-party administrator for medical. Okay, before I go into Multimatic, let me just share some questions came up from the last session. That's why I'm going to share this. PM3 is product migration 3. This is the last product migration for Generali in terms of our products. So because all our products will move into Policy M. So this last stage is for health products as well to go into Policy M, yeah, which is on 1st March, happening next week. We're doing a lot of testing. So what will happen to our existing products? All will be on Policy M. But which products you can still continue to sell new business, and which are only for renewals. So if you go to your partner center under sales material, these are the products that will appear, and that's where you can download the brochures, policy wordings, and also PDS and proposal forms. Yeah. So under the website, if you scroll down right to the bottom, you will see partner center, and then you click on partner center, you will click on sales material, and then all the different lines of business will come up. So if you're looking for health, click on the health, and then the health products will appear, and these are the products that will appear. So for your reference, you can see which products are still on the shelf. That means you can still offer this as new business to any new customer. Okay, but I will focus on Multimatic, this and SEO Plus and IE, right? Because these are the flagship products and will cater to most of your customers. The rest are a bit more specific to segments, like Smart Cancer Cash is obviously targeting those who are more concerned on cancer cases, and then that will be a lump sum payout. Smart Care Extra is maybe targeted to those employees in companies, as is a deductible there. And then Multimatic also some of the older products, and also more with lower coverage as well. So those are all still available. But do take note, the only ones currently that's only available for renewals are Smart Care Executive, Smart Care Optimum. Okay, so ultimately we want to move Smart Care Optimum into Smart Care Optimum Plus. As I will share to you that we have actually enhanced SmartCare Optimum Plus so that you can move your SmartCare Optimum customers to SEO Plus. For Smart Medicash and Smart Medi Outpatient, these are actually products that are to be sunset. So renewals are only invited up to 30th September this year. Yeah. So customers of Smart Medicash and Smart Medi Outpatient can only continue to renew their policy up to 30th September. So it means by 29th September 2025, after that, there will be no more Smart Medicash and no more Smart Medi Outpatient. Yeah. So as alternative, outpatient cover can be added on into Multimedic. You can see when I'm going through the product, Multimedic has a rider that covers outpatient coverage. Okay, so please take note of these products that are available for renewals and for new business. Okay, I'll move on to Multimedic. Multimedic is termed as a modular medical insurance plan. Why do you call it modular? Because there is one section, the mandatory section, and after that you can add on different riders according to insured's needs. And maybe along their life plan they have more needs, then they can actually add on this when they renew their section 1, which is the medical expenses cover. So what are the add-ons that can be added? You can see a critical illness. I mentioned outpatient cover already. Then there's medical evacuation, hospital cash. There's also dental cover option and also personal accident that can be added on into your Multimedic product. Okay. Okay. So for Multimedic, who is the target segment? We are recommending this product for young professionals or young families who maybe earlier in their career, they're starting off and they want to cover their younger children. Obviously, when they're starting out younger, they're a bit more price sensitive, and that you will see. I'll share you later the table of premium comparison, and you can see that Multimedic is actually very competitive for this segment and for the lower plans. Okay, so it's a good place to start off to cover have a medical coverage for when you're younger. Okay, so that's why it's we say it's better for younger professionals and young families. Okay, so they probably may have a limited cover. Maybe they're starting off earlier in their career, so they may have a limited cover by their employer, and this can be a top up because there is a deductible option. You can also target those who are self-employed or gig worker. That means they could be freelancers, content creators. That means they are working for themselves, and obviously they do not have any employer providing any medical coverage for them. Okay, and we also mentioned as we can add the riders along the way as their insurance needs progress. Maybe they may be single at the time, and then maybe have extended family, and then they have more PA cover. They may have one outpatient. So these things all can be added on upon renewal. Okay, we just quickly run through the key features before I go into details. There are 6 plans, and within these 6 plans, each plan will have 3 options for deductibles. Okay, unlimited duration stay limits. This is in the event of hospitalization. Most policies have 180 days limit, but for this product, it's unlimited duration for stay in the hospital. Guaranteed renewal up to age 100. Another unique feature is that it caters for inflation. The limits on the policies will actually increase by 10% every 3 years. Yeah, I think we sent out a communication in December last year, which was anniversary, 3-year anniversary of the product launch, and it was actually increased by 10%, the limits. You will see in more detail as I go along in the later slides. Stability of coverage. Obviously, with the increased limits, we will actually review the premium so that the portfolio is still okay, that we can still continue to cover the product. So you'll be glad to know that even with the increase in 10%, premium did not increase. The limits increased by 10%, but for this round, the premium did not increase. There is cashless admission for this product, and it's all via personalized e-card via the mobile app. Something unique about this policy is also succeeding policyholders clause. This is applicable for family plans whereby there is spouse and children in it. This means that in the event the policyholder passes away, the policy will automatically transfer to the spouse. That means you don't have to cancel the policy and buy a new policy. It will automatically transfer to the spouse in the event of the policyholder passing away. Okay, so there's we already talked about the riders, and then we also now, because it's all-in-one policy with the riders, then obviously there's less wastage of double insurance. There's also less risk of lapsation because it's in one policy, and also you save on stamp duties for multiple policies in as an all-in-one policy. You may already know that the payment option, besides the annual payment, there is monthly easy payment plan via Maybank and Public Bank, which we are partnering with for this facility. There is also family discounts if there are more than 4 family members in the policy, 4 and above. Yeah. Okay, this is the overall limit for the plans. We mentioned there are 6 plans, so it's split into multi-medic base and multi-medic prime. So it's plan 1 and 2 and 3 for base, and also 1, 2, and 3 for prime cover. I mentioned about the increase in limits. So if you missed the intermediary circular, you can check back the one that was released on 8th December. Yeah. So this shared the about the increase on the limits, which is the medical expenses, room and board limit, over annual limit, sub limits, and deductibles were increased by 10% effective 10th December 2023. Okay, so every 3 years it will increase by 10%. So the next one will be in 2026, 10 December 2026. Yeah. Okay, this is taken from the brochure, so you can, if you're a bit small, maybe you can extract the brochure if you have a copy. But this is section A. Section 1 is the medical expenses, which is mandatory. So this is why you want to buy a individual health policy to cover your hospitalization due to illness or accidents and any surgeries, which we all know is very expensive in a private hospital, and the cost keeps going up. Right. So this is the section A for hospitalization. This covers the you can see here the ICU, any pre-surgical consultation, and diagnostic tests. So before you have any illnesses, doctor will actually check you, and then if there's tests required, this will be picked up, and obviously, and if surgery as well, then this will be covered up to as actual charges incurred. Yeah. This is quite standard, up to 2 visits per day for hospital visit. Once you're hospitalized, actually the doctor will obviously come and check on you while you are hospitalized. This also covers post-hospitalization up to 90 days from discharge for the same disability or illness. Yeah. So surgical fees, if required, anesthetic fees, or operation theatre, ambulance fees, or medical report fees are all covered as per charged. The organ transplant, okay, this is a unique feature for multi-medic. It actually covers organ transplant. Okay, but it's only limited once per lifetime for an organ transplant. Yeah, SCO Plus does not have this. So this is one of the unique features for multi-medic. Okay, room and board is at the top there. So for plan 1 under multi-medic base is 165. You see a bit odd numbers because it was increased by 10%, right? So these will also increase by 10% every 3 years. So those are the room and board limits. And you can see under multi-medic prime, it can go up to 3,300 for the highest plan. Daily guardian benefit is if the child, I think below 16 is hospitalized, then you can claim daily guardian benefit to help take care of your child when in hospital. So if you are admitted to a government hospital, then there's also a cash allowance that's paid out per day. Yes, not all AGI agents can sell. AGI agents can sell multi-medic plans. Yes, and ex-MPIG agents can now sell from 1st March onwards. Can sell the Smart SEO Plus, Smart Care Optimum Enhanced, which I'll go through shortly, and also the other Smart Care series of products. Okay, eligibility 30 days to 65. Do note for those AGI agents for multi-medic, this is based on age last birthday. SEO Plus is based on age next birthday. So there's a slight difference there. Do take note. This product is guaranteed renewable until age 100. In the policy wordings, if you check it, it means it is renewed at the option of the policy holder. A lot of questions come up. What if there's already been claims? The insurer has already made claims on the policy. It is still renewable, guaranteed renewal, because in the policy wording is renewed at the option of the policy holder. Yeah. So I think only one of a few conditions that is not renewed is when customers doesn't pay the premium. Obviously, then that doesn't count. It's not renewed anymore. It's not paid. Yeah. But yeah, the question is, if there's a claim already, it will still be renewed, even if there's claims on the policy. Okay. So eligible persons, this is also a bit unique. It covers up to 10 insureds per policy, which can be obviously the immediate family, policyholder, and spouse, and children. But special is that you can also add in your parents and parents-in-law or grandparents into the policy, up to 10 insureds. But your questions from last session also, whether this can be product is open for companies. It is not. Yeah, this is only meant for individuals. Okay. So last one is we already talked about the repricing and also the increase in limits every 3 years. Section 2, Section 1 Part B. So it's also part of the mandatory cover. So this is mentions about the outpatient care following hospitalization or surgery. So we talked about after post-hospitalization, after your hospitalization or surgery, then it includes any outpatient treatment. Normally after any surgeries, you will have a follow-up treatment, follow-up checks with the doctor. That is covered. And also maybe sometimes, depending on the disability, you may need physiotherapy requirements. So this is also covered up to these limits depending on the plans. Yeah, so it's multi-medic based. This post-hospitalization outpatient and physiotherapy is up to 5,500 and 16,500 for multi-medic prime. Post-hospitalization also have separate limits. This is if requires home nursing care. Post-hospitalization is as per recommended by the doctor. Yeah. So I think one of the key benefits of health product that you should have in any health product is for cancer treatment and kidney dialysis. Okay. I personally think that it is very important. This can be very, very expensive. And this covers as per charge up to your policy limit. Okay. For this product. Maybe some of the older products may have a limit for cancer treatment and kidney dialysis, but this one is as per charge. One of the special benefits for under multi-medic prime is outpatient long-term injections for specified disability. This is for two specific disabilities, which is retinopathy and or macular degenerations and rheumatoid arthritis. I think for these disabilities, one of the treatments is injections. So this is picked up under multi-medic prime. For post-hospitalization, I think it's 90 up to 90 days. Okay. Post-hospitalization outpatient treatment up to 90 days. Okay, this is section C. This is under the emergency and traditional complementary medical treatment. For emergency sickness treatment, this can also be picked up. It means you are, if you require emergency treatment between 10 p.m., it means it's emergency area. You go to hospital, you seek treatment. This is picked up. If it's between 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. But for normal emergency outpatient treatment, it only covers for accident and emergency type treatment for accident, including 30 days, 31 days follow-up treatment. This is due to dental treatment or patient treatment due to accident that is covered under this section. Okay, for TCM, traditional and complementary medicine, this is limited to the amount here stated, depending on your plan. So from up to 1,000, from 1,001 up to 11,000 under plan 3. But do note that this is subject to 20% co-payment. That means for every session, insured has to bear 20% of the cost of treatment. There's also some conditions before customers can go for this TCM. It requires a referral for a government hospital that TCM is necessary as a conservative management. I mean, that is recommended as a referral that you require can do acupuncture, chiropractor, or homeopathy as a additional treatment for your disability. So this is limited to one visit per day. Yeah. I think for cancer treatment, it's only limited to chemo and one more. Okay, I think for new ones at the moment, I think not sure whether it's covered or not. Your analyst can answer that question on cancer treatment. Moving on for section part D, this is also still under the mandatory section. This is the cover for the section 1 medical expenses. So these are the additional cover, but this is only specific to Multimedic Prime. So these are added cover, special cover for external prostheses. For you can see here the limit per disability for prostheses, which will include artificial limbs, hearing aids, cochlear implants, pacemakers, wheelchairs, and spine brace. Yeah. So these are the limits that will apply. And also for the treatment for mental illness is only covered under Multimedic Prime. Yeah. So these are the mental illnesses that are covered: PTSD, adolescent mental health, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, Tourette syndrome. Yeah, but this is also based on referral by a doctor and only can be done at obviously registered psychiatric treatments, qualified psychiatrists. Yeah. There's also a limit for plastic surgery. This is not for cosmetic purpose. Yeah, this is in the event of accident or disability that requires plastic surgery. This will be picked up under Multimedic Prime. Next, okay, this is sharing the overall annual limit and deductible. There is no lifetime limit for this, so the overall annual limit will apply every year. So just recap, Multimatic Base has 3 plans. Multimatic Prime has 3, starting from 110,000 up to 1.1 million. Yeah. So I talked about the deductible per disability. So these are your options for deductible. Yeah. So for each plan, you can obviously choose the one without deductible. And then there's 2 levels of deductible that customers can choose. So why they may opt for this deductible, as mentioned, if you may already have a small cover provided by your employer. So this can be a top-up cover or backup cover in case your limit provided by your employer is quite low. Okay. One point to note also, deductible, if you purchase the deductible option, but you have the option to convert it to a non-deductible option. But this is only one time that you can do on the policy. Okay, one time limit on the policy, right? So maybe perhaps if you have an option to, for example, if you buy plan 3 under Multimatic Base, you take option to 11,000 deductible. Yeah. Perhaps maybe as you move on, you work for a company provides you a limited cover, but maybe you insured decides to run their own business, okay, or they start doing freelancing, then obviously they do not have cover any longer. So they may choose to convert it into a non-deductible plan. Okay, so there's a few conditions, but you can convert it to a non-deductible plan. But one time also, what we don't want is people to keep changing. Oh, one year I want deductible, 1 year I don't want deductible. So, but it's only limited to one time. You can change from your deductible to a non-deductible plan. This also applies for SEO Plus. SEO Plus has deductible, and you can also convert it once to a non-deductible. Yeah, so deductible is per disability. Okay, these are some of the key product specification. We mentioned discount. So if it's more than 4 members, there is a 5% discount on the overall premium, and 10% if it's 7 and above. Specific exclusions. So extended any pre-existing illness as you come into the policy is excluded. There is a waiting period, which is the first 30 days for a new policy. Yeah. For medical illness, accident is covered. There is no waiting period for accidental injuries. Yeah. Okay, that is for the first section. Yeah, so that's the mandatory section that covers the main part for Multimatic, which is the hospitalization and surgical coverage. Okay, next I'll move on to the riders. Once you purchase section 1, then you have the option to add on these riders upon your renewal of the policy. Yeah. Okay, next one, I'll quickly run through this. So emergency medical evacuation and repatriation, this is an option. So these limits are separate from the main section 1. So you can opt to add in this rider with eligibility 6 to 65 and renewal only up to 70. Yeah. So do note that the riders, the eligibility and renewal ability is slightly different from the main section. Main section is all up to 100. Yeah, remember section 1. But for most of the riders, it's only up to 70 years old. Okay, so do take note of that. Eligible persons also may be a little bit different depending on the rider. So for this, all eligible persons on the policy can cover this emergency medical evacuation. All right, so all riders must be purchased with section 1, and the limits are standalone, is separate from the annual limit and deductibles from Section 1. Okay, what does emergency medical evacuation repatriation cover, EMER? So this basically is in two parts. One for domestic, basically is the same for basically emergency medical assistance coverage. So A, for example, for domestic, so dispatch of medication not available locally. So perhaps in one part of Malaysia that you do not have, you're unable to get the medication, you can call them for assistance to dispatch a particular medication if you can't find it in the local pharmacy, for example, right? So you may get, obviously you still have to pay for it yourself, but you can get assistance to get the dispatch of medication. Okay, medical evacuation, basically if you require treatment, you need to be treated, evacuated to a hospital, then this covers emergency medical evacuation. Repatriation is if you need to bring back for further treatment, yeah. So maybe you're in a smaller town, then at a clinic, then perhaps you've got a serious illness, you may need to be repacked back to your hometown hospital for proper treatment, yeah. So that's repatriation. So likewise for international, it also covers medical evacuation and repatriation if deemed medically necessary, that they are unable to treat you while you are overseas, then you need to be repatriated back to Malaysia for treatment. Okay, all based on medical attending doctor's recommendation, and obviously this needs to be approved, run through our medical team, our doctors and our TPA, yeah, our claims team, before this can be approved. Okay. So also we include telemedical consultation, medical referrals. So we talk about dispatch of medication overseas as well. They will help arrange. And also there's obviously the concierge services as well. So they give you recommendations on inoculation requirements, legal referrals, those kind of things are also part of the service. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, dispatch of medication, yes, include you do not have medicine, but it helps you dispatch only, but obviously customer still needs to pay for it for the medication. Yeah, so they will just help arrange for the dispatch of a medication. Obviously, if you're overseas, you have a very special medication they're taking that you can't find it in the local pharmacy, or you cannot find a pharmacy nearby, then you will need to, you can arrange for them to help arrange to dispatch the medicine to you where you are. Okay, but it's not a free service. You still need to pay for the medication and the dispatch. They will just help arrange. Okay, next is hospital cash benefit. This is to cover if a cash payout in the event the insured is in the hospitalized. Yeah. Okay. So these are the plans. So it covers up to 60 days per year. We have up to 5 plans. So do note the eligibility and renewable. It's only up to 70. For this benefit, only for policyholder and spouse can be covered under this hospital cash benefit. Yeah. So it covers hospital due to accident or illness, but do note that it only pays out after the 5th day of hospitalization. So from the 6th day onwards, then the payout based on the plan is paid out from the 6th day onwards. Okay, and there's a 30 days waiting period for illnesses. This is for hospital cash benefit rider. Yeah. Next is the outpatient insurance. There are 3 plans. This covers GP consultation, specialist consultation, and there is the overall limit. This covers when you go visit a clinic, which is normally where a GP is, so a normal clinic for treatment of illness. So it covers up to 100 ringgit for plan 3. Yeah, so from 50, 75, and 100 ringgit. It also covers specialist consultation by 80% of the charge amount incurred. That means that it's a co-payment from the insured for specialist consultation. But before you can see a specialist, you will require a referral by the GP. So you need to visit a normal clinic first. And if the GP cannot treat you, then they may recommend a specialist to have a look at to help treat your disability. Okay, like even for us as staff of Generali, cannot just go and see a specialist. We will also need to see a normal GP first, clinic. And only if they're unable to provide treatment, then they can recommend a specialist. And only then we can go and see a specialist doctor. So this is eligibility, same as the previous one. But this one covers all up to all 10 insureds on the policy. Okay, so that is, so again, it's standalone limits and does not combine with the Section 1 overall annual limit or deductible. Okay, so you can opt to add on outpatient for those who want to have outpatient cover. So just to share some of the what is covered under the GP, so routine consultation, medication, injection, lab tests and x-rays. Do know it's limited to 1 visit per day. So it's the same for us as staff, so we're also limited to 1 per day for GP, and also for specialists, also 1 per day. And so I mentioned consultation fees. You also need referral by a GP first before we can see a specialist. So also covers medication, injection, lab tests, x-rays, physiotherapy, that's also based on recommendation, and outpatient nursing care. Yes, for the outpatient covers, your fever, flu, cough, and usual clinic visits up to the limit based on the plan that you purchase. So routine consultation, yes. I think there's a question on legal referral. This is basically if you need assistance if you're overseas, you need any help, then you can get concierge to help refer you a lawyer for any legal help. Okay, so you basically work on legal referral, so it doesn't pay for your any legal fees or pays for the lawyer, but it will help you refer you when you have a situation that you may need a specific lawyer for a certain then you may get because you have no idea if you're overseas, you don't know where you're going to find who's a good lawyer. Then you can get them to refer a lawyer for your situation. Okay, it's under for overseas. So that's part of the concierge service under this overseas emergency medical. Okay, go back to section 4 of outpatient treatment. Okay, these are the exclusions. So obviously any special devices required is not covered. Dental is obviously not covered except for result of accident. Any plastic surgery, cosmetic treatment is not covered. Alternative therapies are also not covered under this. Birth control hormone therapy is not picked up under this outpatient cover. So we talk about outpatient physical therapy. Physiotherapy is not covered unless it's recommended by a specialist. Okay. So these are some of the specific exclusions, but for the more detail, please look at the policy wording. Next is the dental insurance. So I think previously, a few years back, I thought you heard, why do we have a dental insurance? Normally, it's not really a medical condition. This covers also done non-medical condition as well. So this can be added on as a rider with the overall annual limit up to 2,000. But take note that is covered only up to 70% of the treatment costs. Okay, so there is 30% co-payment for dental treatment. Eligibility is the same as the previous riders, and all 10 insureds can take up this policy. Okay, these are the coverage for dental treatment. So diagnostic and prevental dental services. That means your routine cover of checkups will be picked up by this policy, by this coverage. Yeah. So dental checkup and maintenance, and if any X-rays that's required, some of them will have a waiting period. Yeah. So like fillings, basically what we don't want is somebody just knowing that there's already a condition, then you quickly add on this cover just to claim for dental. So there is a waiting period for some of these benefits. But once you have added on this and past the waiting period, then you can cover. It is covered for all these conditions. So for oral surgeries, most of them are subject to a 12 months waiting period. Yeah, because some of these are more costly procedures. Okay, so do take note of these for a dental cover. Yeah. Yep, some specific exclusions. Obviously, replacement of teeth that's already missing before the insured took up the policy. And obviously, any treatment for cosmetic purpose, like teeth whitening. So I think you put on gold cover for your teeth. Those are not covered. Yeah. Next, critical illness. 6 plans available. So option of not adding this on rather than buying a separate critical illness cover. It's available. Again, eligibility is still the same, 6 to 65, up to 70, and all eligible policies. Okay. So it covers 33 critical illness. I think those of you who sell life insurance, you can see if you go through the covered CI, I think this will cover most of the main CIs out there, the main critical illness. Okay, if you run through this, I won't go through one by one. This you can run through in the brochure. These are the 33 mentioned critical illness covered under this rider. Some specific exclusions for the CI rider. Any illness or surgery other than diagnosis of a surgery for covered illness as defined. Yep. So anything other than the defined CIs is not covered. And if it's within the first 90 days, within the specified 90 waiting days period, then it is also not covered. Yeah. It means if it occurs within the first 90 days, then it's not covered. Yeah. Congenital defect, it means defect from birth, will also not be covered. And any pre-existing conditions prior to taking up this policy is also excluded. Last rider, quite straightforward. PA cover can be added on. 6 plans available. Eligibility is still the same. One special feature is the double indemnity. So it pays double indemnity, double the payout of the plan for death and permanent disablement, which is total paralysis from neck down, or total permanent loss of use of at least 2 limbs due to an accident while traveling as a fare-paying passenger on any mode of public transport. Okay, this means death or disability due to an accident while in the public transport. Double indemnity will apply. So obviously, accidental death payable as per the table of benefits. And for PDSO, there's a table of benefits, which I'll run through. So this is the table of benefits. This will be from standard similar to our PA products. So depending on the permanent disablement, this is the benefit that is paid out. Yeah. So I won't go through line by line. So one of the things I want to highlight, maybe this also covers burns as deemed as a PD, permanent disablement. Okay, so if depending on the percentage of burns on the body, then there's also a payout depending on the severity of the burns. Okay, so not all PA covers burns, but this one covers burn. Okay. TPA for Multimedic is a must. Yeah. So just to take note, some of our products have different third-party administrator. So for Multimedic, this is a must. So if you need to check on the website, so look for either by product or by TPA for your panel hospitals, and for GL, you go to a must for hospital admissions. Yeah, for guarantee letters, this is the TPA you should look for. Okay, let's go a quick quiz just to test whether you've been listening to me or not. So, how many riders are there for Multimedic? Just type in a quick type in the chat. How many riders are there for Multimedic? That you can add on. If you have section 1, you can add up to 6 riders. Yeah, 6 riders. Okay, 6 riders. Critical illness, outpatient, dental, PA, emergency, and also hospital cash. Yeah, 6. All right, 6. Right, these are the 6. Yeah, I mentioned this many times. So, is there a deductible option on Multimedic? Yes, there are deductible options. If you look through the table of premium, there are 3 options. So option 1 is no deductible. Then there's 2 levels of deductible. Okay, so and depending on deductible, then the premium will also be reduced if you take a higher deductible, right? So also, a unique feature of this product is that it increases in limit every 3 years from launch. What is the limit? What is the percentage? Correct, 10%. So every 3 years from date of launch, it will increase by 10% on the overall annual limit, your room and board limit. Okay, those will increase by 10% every 3 years. So next one will be in 2026. All right. Okay, thanks for all the questions. I will move on to SEO SmartCare Optimum Plus. I will mention SEO Plus is easier to say it out. Yeah. So we normally refer it to SEO Plus. So for ex-MPIE agents, now you can start selling SEO Plus from 1st March onwards. And for XRG, do note that there are changes to the product, which I will run through. Yeah, and also there is a repricing as well happening from 1st April. Yeah. Sorry, 1st March. When I say April. Yeah. So I think it has not been repriced in a few years. As you understand, medical inflation goes up about almost 15% per year. Okay, so 1st March, there is a slight reprice. So I mentioned the enhancements. So there are now 2 new plans added with lower sum insured. This is basically to move SmartCare Optimum, the older product, into this one product. Okay, so for future, at some point in time, there will only one SEO Plus. Yeah. So there is now a deductible option as well. Previously, there was no deductible option for SEO Plus. It was only available for SEO. Right. So now there is a deductible options also available for SEO Plus. But do note, it's only for the non-cashless plans. Yeah. It means pay and file plans only. The cashless plans are without deductible options. So if you want to offer a deductible option, has to be a non-cashless plan. Yeah. So applicable for all renewals and new business from 1st March 2024. We did share this circular. So if you missed out the circular, it was sent out on 4th of January about the repricing and on the changes on the policy on the product. Okay. So if you missed it out, you can check out the IC that was sent out on 4th January. Okay, who should you sell SCO Plus to? We are recommending that this is targeted at more established professional or established families, maybe those who are maybe a bit older or more established in their career or business, and they basically will need a higher limit for their coverage. This SCO Plus has a limit up to 2.1 million. Obviously, then it's obviously with the higher limits, it's a little bit more expensive. So that's why with more established in their career, they can afford higher coverage as well. And obviously, they as older, I think they all understand the need for health protection. Yeah. As you grow older, we have more issues, health issues. Okay. Also, if they are covered by an employer, even though you are more senior in the company, you have covered by employer, but you may want to have your own personal cover as well as a top-up or backup in case you want to move on to a different company or in between jobs, or when you want to retire. Then if you chose a deductible option, you can actually also choose to move it to a non-deductible option. So when you buy, you're already covered by an employer, so maybe you should buy one product with the deductible option. Then you get a discount on the premium. So maybe when you retire, you can then use up your one-time option to change it to a non-deductible option. Okay, so similar, I mentioned earlier, to change from a deductible to a non-deductible option is only a one-time offer, one-time option only. Okay, so you cannot keep switching between deductible and non-deductible. You can only do it one time. Right. So okay, yeah. So SCO Plus is actually very competitive for this segment, and with a few different plans for the higher plans. So this is actually very competitive in the market. So this is taken from the new brochure, which will be out 1st March. It's a slight change just to highlight the deductible options. Okay, so you can see this from the brochure. So it talks about covers surgical implant for pacemaker and defibrillator, and it covers psychiatric treatment as well. So it covers treatment also with approval from on the treatment approval from the doctor, and obviously from our claims team as well, that this is treatment that is required and recommended to go for this treatment before we approve it. These are the treatment that is covered for psychiatric treatment. Obviously, also need to be at recognized, qualified psychiatrists as well. Yeah, not just anybody who we can go for treatment for this. Okay, so for these are the mental health illness that is covered. Okay, I will go through. You can read from this. Okay, then there's also our health rewards wellness program, and I talked about the deductible option. This one a little bit more straightforward compared to Multimedic. There are only 4 deductible options across the plans: 7, 5, 10,000, 15,000, and 20,000. And depending on the deductible option, flat discount will apply on your premium. So depending on your age and the plan you take, then just apply this discount to that premium. Okay. This covers intraocular lens up to 1,000. We see this is for eye injury or for cataract. And we talked about the high medical coverage, 2.1 million. Okay, so I'm looking at this question. SCO renewal is up to 30th 9. No, for now, SCO renewal is not limited to up to 30th September. Okay, that one, the renewal up to 30th September this year is only for Smart Medi Outpatient and Smart Medi Cash. For now, SCO, you can still continue to renew. Okay, we will inform you if once we do make that effort to sunset the product. Okay, but for now, it is still available for renewal. Okay, yeah. But I give at some point it will. So do recommend, you can obviously recommend them to move on to SCO Plus already from now. Okay. Okay, this is also taken from the new brochure. You can see Plan 1, Plan 2, Plan 3 will be similar from the previous SCO Plus. So what is new is Plan 4 and Plan 5. Yeah, so Plan 1, the highest plan is 2.1 million coverage overall annual limit. Yeah, so this overall annual limit, which is not, there's no lifetime limit. So every year, customer will get a 0.1 limit on the policy. Okay. So plan 2 is 1.5, plan 3 is 1.1, and the new ones are the lower plans so that you can move SCO to SCO Plus. Okay, and also for new business, you can also offer SCO Plus for customers who are maybe a bit more tight on the budget, then you can offer these lower plans. Yeah. Room and board, you can see it's here, and total number of days is 180 days compared to Multimedic, which is unlimited number of days. Room and board is also very different for Multimedic. Multimedic has very high room and board limits. But for the rest, it is very similar cover. You will see that all your ICUs full covered, but only here following the number of days, only 180 days. But on the nursing theatre consumables, your operating theatre, those are all covered up to full reimbursement. So it means covered as per charge. Surgeon's fees, anesthetist fees, diagnostic procedures, and also physiotherapy in hospital physician fees, 2 visits per day. So these are all similar to Multimedic. So it's all covered as per charge. Maybe a slight difference is on the ambulance fee here and insured child's daily guardian benefit. So if a child is below 15 years old and covers for cost for the guardian to help take care of the child who's hospitalized. Yeah. So we talked about surgical implant, medical report fee. Here is limited to 100. There's also daily government hospital cash allowance. This is a flat 100 ringgit. Yeah. So if you remember, Multimedic has slightly different cash allowance if insured is hospitalized in a government hospital. Jump the gun on the room and board co-payment. Okay, Esther, you already questioned. Okay, room and board. Yes, there is. Obviously co-payment. Okay, the last point here at the bottom here. So if the insured is hospitalized in a room higher than entitlement, they only pay the difference in the room and board. Okay, for example, if you are on plan 3, room and board, your limit is 180 ringgit, correct? But maybe some hospitals may be quite full already. So your next level of room that they have is a 250 ringgit room. Yeah. So there's a difference of 70 ringgit. So basically, insured will have to pay the difference of 70 ringgit for every night. Okay, so they only pay that difference for the room and board. There is no co-payment on the surgical fees. Okay, what some of the maybe older policies may have a co-payment even on the surgical fees if you are moved into a higher room and board. So as if you are moved to a 250 ringgit higher room and board room, they also charge you a co-payment on the fees, but not for SCO Plus, okay? So SCO Plus does not apply any co-payment on the surgical fees, even if you take up a higher room and board. You just pay the difference for the room and board. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so eligibility 15 days to 65. I mentioned earlier for a multi-medic is age last birthday. For SCO Plus, do note this is age next birthday. Yeah. Eligible persons, this SCO Plus is only for immediate family. Okay, spouse and children only. I believe SCO Plus can be covered for companies. Multi-medic cannot. It is also guaranteed renewal up to 100 years old, renewable at the option of the policyholder. Okay. So even also same even if there's claims on the policy, it is still renewable. Okay. To start with section A, inpatient and daycare procedures. Now is section B for outpatient. You can see here for outpatient, all these are also covered up to full reimbursement as per charge. So consultation procedures before before your hospitalization, post-hospitalization care up to 90 days from discharge. Which your follow-up treatments will also be covered up to 90 days after you discharge from the hospital. Accident and emergency treatment. In the event of accident, any treatment that's required up to 60 days will also be full cover. So for kidney dialysis and also cancer treatment is also covered up to full reimbursement. Yeah. Section C, these are additional cover. So there's a small limit for accidental death cover. And we talked about the inpatient for psychiatric treatment for mental illness. This is picked up to 3,000 per annum. Yeah. For international emergency evacuation and repatriation, this is part of cover already. So only plan 1 limit is 500,000. For plan 2 is, for the rest of the plans, is flat 50,000. So home nursing care is also up to 180 days with a lifetime maximum of these limits. Okay, just some more detailed points. Yeah, so for kidney dialysis, do take note, obviously it needs to be treated at a legally registered dialysis center, yeah, to be able to claim for this cover. So we talked about, just now a question on cancer treatment right now, it only covers radiotherapy and chemotherapy. If for the psychiatric treatment, this will be subject to approval from GMI, from generally, before it is covered. Yeah. So there must be a planned treatment and cost by a qualified and registered psychiatrist. Requires pre-authorization. Yeah. So we talk about eligibility. So do take note, applicants who are age 55 and above, medical examination is required. For dependent children, it's 15 days and up to 23 in full-time education. So we talked about renewal option up to 100. For new cases, 30 days waiting period, 120 days for specified illness. But I think there could be a lot of questions on takeover, whether waiting days period, 30 days waiting period applies for takeover policies. These will all be subject to underwriting. Yeah. So it can be waived, but it's subject to underwriting for takeover policies. For new business, this will apply 30 days waiting period, and 120 days for specified illness for new business will apply. Takeover will be subject to underwriter's approval to waive this waiting period. So we talked about no lifetime limit. It's an annual limit covers. The international emergency medical assistance also includes telephone medical consultation, also referrals as well. Obviously, daycare procedures is also covered. That is if the surgery required is only a daycare. That means just go in the morning, do the surgery, and you can leave by end of the day in the evening. Yeah, so that is also covered under this. So you don't need to be hospitalized overnight to be able to cover under the product. So for SCO Plus, the TPA is Europe Assistance. So check out Europe Assistance for the panel hospitals and to get GL referral guarantee letters. Yeah. So it's different from Multimedic. Okay. Thanks for answering all the questions. Some have missed out. We will reply separately if the questions are not been answered yet. TPA, so TPA was TPA. This is a TPA for CO Plus, yeah. Yes, SCO Plus renewal, guaranteed renewal for all sections. This is all under the section 1, A, B, and C. It's all part of SCO Plus, yeah. So these are all, there's no riders for SCO Plus. So this is all guaranteed renewal for all sections. Okay, let's go for a quick quiz, just to check your understanding. Again, very simple questions. Just if you've been paying attention, no problem. So deductible, there is a deductible available for SCO Plus. So for which plan? Cashless or non-cashless? Non-cashless. Okay. That's right. So at the moment, it's only available for non-cashless. I mean, customer needs to pay first and claim, pay and file. Yeah. So for cashless, those are only for, if you want cashless, then you need to, there's no deductible option to choose the cashless. How many plans are there? 5. There are 5 plans. Previously used to be 3. Now we have added 2 new plans with lower sum insureds. Okay, with 2 new ones, yeah. So lower sum insureds. So highest plan is 2.1 million. It's easy lah. Renewable until same as Multimedic up to age 100. Okay. Okay, very good. Next, I will do a bit of comparison for your reference. I think some of you may be very familiar with Multimedic. Some of you may be very familiar with SCO Plus. So let's see what is the difference. Okay. So on the left here is SCO Plus. On the right is Multimedic. Okay, you can see here SCO Plus has 5 plans, Multimedic has 6. For the ones with difference, you can look at those in red color. That will show you which benefits have a difference. Okay, so you can see room and board, the difference in the room and board for the different plans. I already mentioned the total number of days hospitalization that is covered, and also for ICU, 180 days compared to Multimedic, which is unlimited number of days. Okay, the main section for obviously covers any surgery, any doctors, hospitalization fees. These are similar, means covered as per charge. Okay, medical report fee, SCO Plus is limited to 100. We talked about organ transplant. That is covered once per lifetime under Multimedic, yeah, but none for SCO Plus. So this insured child's daily guardian benefit, subject to limit under Multimedic, and also the government hospital cash allowance per day is flagged in SCO Plus, and for Multimedic is based on the plan purchase. Okay. Okay, for section B, what about outpatient treatment? Just focus on the red ones. So outpatient physiotherapy, slight difference for the two products. Home nursing care also slight difference in the limits depending on the plans. And then we also talk about number of days limit. Both kidney dialysis and cancer treatment is covered as charged full. So the last two benefits, there is no TCM cover under SCO Plus, yeah, but that's available for Multimedic, subject to 20% co-payment. There's also a special long-term injection cover for these two illnesses that is picked up under Multimedic Prime, yeah. Rheumatoid arthritis and retinopathy that is picked up by Multimedic Prime. Okay. What about section C? Okay, section C, quite a lot of difference between the two products. So external death, SCO Plus has a small limit already covered. Multimedic PA is external death is a rider. Emergency medical evacuation repatriation, this is covered already under SCO Plus with a limit, 500,000 limit only for plan 1. It's a rider for Multimedic, yeah. Talk about intraocular lens, this is covered, both covered. Pacemakers cover under SCO Plus, but only under Multimedic Prime under Multimedic. Psychiatric treatment available for all plans in SCO Plus, but Multimedic only for Multimedic Prime, yeah. But one benefit, extra benefit for Multimedic Prime is the external prostheses. Okay, so the higher limits would have covers all additional cover for external prostheses. Okay, so these are the main differences between the two products. Okay, advantages, actually both are renewable to each 100. SCO Plus, I think, trumps in that it's a high annual limit up to 2.1. Multimedic is only up to 1.1, yeah. So that is reimbursement option. Non-cashless option has an additional discount on the premium. I've talked about pacemaker across payable across all plans. Multimedic, some of the advantages is there's high room and board limits, and can cover parents and parents-in-laws and grandparents. The other unique benefit is covers organ transplant and also covers TCM. Okay, acupuncture, chiropractor, and homeopathy. And we also for Multimedic, there are a lot of optional riders for more holistic coverage, or according to the interest needs, they can add on the cover. Yeah, so those are the advantage for these two different products. So which slide? The trading slide, yes, we will share the slides as well after this session, yeah. Sorry, which slide? Who wanted to go? AWM, which slide do you referring to? Is it this one? Second slide comparison. Yeah, 3 slides. Second slide. Section B. Okay, so section B is section C and D comparison. Okay, so I'll now move on to premium comparison. Yeah. Okay, so this is for standard risk cover and a younger insured, 35-year-old male, 35-year-old female for comparison. Let's look at this first section first. MMB is multi-medic base, plan 1 with an overall annual limit of 110,000. Room and board is 165, yeah. So you compare it with plan 4 under SEO plus, room and board is 150, overall annual limit is 100K. This is for the cashless plan. So we're comparing cashless to cashless with a similar overall annual limit. So you can see here the premium, there is a difference in the premium between the two products. So if you recall, we mentioned that we recommend MMB to the younger target segment. So this is why, because the premium is lower for this segment. Okay. And if you select with the deductible, then the premium is even lower, yeah, for 35-year-old male, female. Okay. So for the lower plans, it may be better to recommend MMB for new business. Okay. So if you compare SEO plus, deductible is only with the non-cashless. So with the non-cashless deductible, this is the premium. Okay. So on the right, if you're comparing the higher plan, so multi-medic prime, if you're looking at plan 1 for multi-medic prime, overall annual limit 550K, room and board is 550. SEO plus, you look at plan 3 with a 1.1 million overall annual limit. Yeah, so cashless compared to cashless, this is the premium. So you want to recommend SEO plus for higher limits. Yeah, but also you can see if you look back at the comparison, there are slight differences in the product. But if you're just looking at pure annual limit, you may want to recommend SEO plus. And if you select the deductible, then the premium is also there's a difference in the premium as well. Yeah. Okay. So this is for standard risk cover. Okay. Maybe let's look at a slightly older crowd, older insured at 45. So even for the lower plans, same plans, multi-medic base one, for lower plans, premium is still cheaper even for the older insured. Okay, even with deductible, premium is also slightly lower compared to SEO plus. So for the lower plans, MMB may be a better option. For the higher plans, the premium can be a bit more significant for the older insureds. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's quite clear which is the recommended product, taking into account the differences in the benefits. Okay. Yep. So we talked about takeover policies. Yeah. So you can take over even from other insureds as well, insurance companies as well. Yeah. If you take over from a Sompo policy, You can just basically need to complete the proposal form and the health declaration as well. And if it's a minor, then you need to be countersigned by an insured person who is an adult. For child, okay. Additional information required will be the claims history, and premium loading, if any, from the previous policy, any specific exclusions, any pre-existing illnesses, and also current policy terms, scheduled terms. So if you want to take over a policy, you need to submit the previous policy together for underwriters to review. Yeah. Mary will share the whole deck to everyone. Yeah. We should basically be putting it in the chat folder for all BUs who will access. The marketers will be able to access this chat folder. They can get a copy from your marketing servicing officer. Yeah. We will be sharing the whole deck, which will include the comparison just now. Yeah. So take note, there is no takeover of benefit or limits from the previous policy. So if you move into Multimatic, or if you want to move into SEO Plus, then obviously you will only apply the benefits and limits of SEO Plus or Multimatic. We cannot take over any of the special benefits or limits from the previous policies. Yeah. So takeover is only allowed upon policy anniversary, and it's not midterm. We need for underwriting for underwriters to approve. I mentioned earlier about the waiver of waiting period. Will only be can be requested, but depends on assessment from underwriters. Yeah. So if you want to request for waiver or waiting period, then together with the proposal, do submit for underwriters to review. Yes, you can take over from other insurers, Jason. Just to share some of the batching requests, it means once the customer has already agreed to take out a policy approved by underwriters, then basically this is just for administration for batching for policy issuance. Yeah. So for new business, obviously these are the documents that are required: proposal form, KYC, know your customer, or customer due diligence, CDD. Payment receipt, yes, I think this for health products, it is CBC, yeah. Before cover, cash before cover. That's why we have to have a payment receipt before policy can be issued. Takeover case, obviously, for records, we will need to have the takeover policy contract from the previous insurer. I mean, once approved, but we only need to submit it for records in the policy form. That means we'll scan it, then it's in the records of the insured. Okay. So renewal, obviously renewal confirmation, renewal notice, payment receipt as well before for submission. These are for endorsements. Obviously, if any member addition, obviously same will apply as the new proposal form, CDD, payment receipt, and underwriting approval as well. Any member deletion, obviously we need a confirmation from the policy holder. Likewise for cancellation, we need to be a written confirmation from policy holder. Okay, this is a group email for underwriters. Okay, I will move on to 11:30 already. Let me move on a bit quickly. If you want to touch on IE, International Exclusive. For claims notification, okay, this is shared with our internal team as well. So maybe I just want to, maybe this maybe busy. So when I share the slide, maybe you can look into more detail. But what I want to show is basically this is similar for even for internal and for agents. For any inquiries, submission of documents, you can submit email to claims.gi@generali.com.my. Yeah? So this is a standard claims help desk email for FNOL, first notification of loss, document submission, and also follow-up claim inquiries. But what I want to highlight is for the header of your email, please make it very clear your request, and also the LOB, for example. So with new claims, the subject title header of the email should be health. Claims FNO means a health first notification loss, for example. Or motto, claims first notification loss. Yeah, so because these emails will be directed to the correct team. So if you have the header very clear, which line of business, if it's health, if it's motor, if it's PA, if it's property, fire, make it very clear in your email header so that it's directed to the correct team. Okay, so so if it's inquiry, also make it very clear what is your header, motto, inquiry. Yeah, so it's very clear, then you direct to the motto team. So it's health inquiry. So if an additional document to mention, there should be already a claims number. So email it. Either if you have the claims reference number, put in the claims reference number, or I also mentioned the LOB. So this, and also additional documents. So it is very clear that they know what to do. The team that's managing the emails will know who to direct and what to do with every email that comes in. Yeah, so it'll be faster once they know exactly which line of business and what this email is regarding. Okay, so if it's follow on claim inquiry, also mention the claims reference number and what are you requesting, a status update. So it's very clear and very simple for them to. FNOL is first notification of loss, and LOB is line of business. Yeah. So today we're talking about health. So when you have a health inquiry or in a health submit a new additional documents or claims, this is specific to claims. Yeah. So you send it to claims.gi@genari.com.my. Yeah. So mention health, and then what is it requiring? Is it inquiry? Is it additional documents? So mention in the header, health, additional documents submission, and then if it's a claim for claim, this is for claim, so claims reference number. So it's very easy for them to, for the claims team to check. This is the standard slide. We've been sharing this just to share for the different lines of business. So you can see the lines of business. This is specific to first notification of loss, FNOL. So I think this will apply for maybe not so for health, but basically for motor or non-motor as well. When there is a claim, there's a fire or there's a car accident, you notify our claims team. This is the things that is mandatory for submission. Yeah. So depending on motto, so all this above, and also workshop name and the police report for motto. So again, for PA medical, these are things for submission. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me quickly run through. If you're not already familiar with how admission to our panel hospital, yeah. I think some of the questions came out. Or if the patient after accident, the patient, the hospital is obligated to treat the patient first in emergency cases, to stabilize before they ask for money. Okay, so it comes, a patient is being wheeled into the emergency room. Obviously, the doctors have to treat the patient before asking for their medical card and all that. Okay, so it has to be stabilized first. Okay, but for other normal cases, elective or non-pre-planned or elective pre-planned. So not elective, non-pre-planned, perhaps you may see a doctor in the hospital and for illness, and doctor sees that okay, it's actually a very serious condition. Please get admitted now. Okay, so that's when you need to produce your IC, your medical card, for them to admit you. Okay, but for others, as much as possible, always get your insureds to get a GL guarantee letter first from the TPA. Yeah, because normally, like if it's require a surgery, whatever knee surgery or any surgery, that's always pre-planned. The date is set for the surgeon to do the procedure. So all this get the GL first, and then when you go to the admission, you still need to provide your IC and your GL. Then, but it's a lot faster once you have a GL. That means it's already in records by the TPA that we are covering you up to your limits. So for admission, it is much faster. My personal experience for admission, it's very fast because I have a GL already, so I go in, depending on how busy the counter is. So if once you are being, you have to wait, depending on how busy the admission counter. But once you are attended to, it's very fast because you already have a GL. Okay, but do note, even with GL, they will still ask for deposit, okay, credit card deposit. Okay, so if you have interest who complaining why does the hospital still ask them for deposit to charge their credit card, that is standard procedure by the hospital. We have no control over that because that is to cover any expenses that's not covered by insurance. My experience is they will also give you some wellness. They just charge it in. We see they give you some toothpaste, toothbrush, cups, towels added into your bill automatically. You have no choice, and so those will not be covered by insurance. Yeah, so that you have to insured will have to pay. It's not covered, so insured will have to pay for that. So all these covers will be picked up by the deposit. They'll charge that to the customer. Okay, so for pre-plan, yeah. So if it's non-pre-plan, then obviously the hospital will submit the report to the TPA, who actually verify, check, validate that it is covered, and issue a GL or decline letter. So the turnaround time for this, once with full submission, it will be 1 hour. But from my experience, once you have a GL already, it's actually very fast. There's no because it's pre-approved when you admit to the hospital. But if it's non-pre-plan, then it will take time for the hospital to give the report, to all the documents, and also then our TPA will actually review the documents before issuing a GL. Yeah, once they issue a GL, then a hospital will admit you to the hospital. How about discharge? Same thing. Once patient is ready to be discharged, hospital will need to prepare the bills and all the reports, doctor's reports. Especially if surgery, then all the different, and if you have consultation, all those they need to add in, compile it, and then send it to our TPA. What happens is this will normally take a lot of time from the hospital side. Yeah. Okay. So once they have all this, then they will need to send it to our TPA, who also has turnaround time of 1 hour to issue the final guarantee, meaning what is payable and what is not paid by insurance. Okay. So I mentioned patient will have to cover for those parts that are not covered by insurance. As I mentioned, some of the towels, toiletries, those are not picked up by insurance. Or if you decide to take out an Astro plan for when you're hospitalized, those are also not covered by insurance. Yeah. And now once that GL then is covered. So my personal experience is that it does take 2 to 4 hours. And the daycare procedure, which I was done by evening, but until dinner time, I think you're still waiting there. So I think I called up my underwriters, and they called up the TPA, and TPA said the hospital hasn't given them the documents. So obviously I can't get discharged because the hospital hasn't given them the documents. But hospital always say insurance is because insurance haven't approved yet. But I think most often it's the hospital that's taking time, because if the doctor needs to give a report and doctor is doing his rounds or seeing patients, they will not have time to do a report. So that tends to delay. So do expect between 2 to 4 hours for a discharge. It is normal. Maybe my experience is maybe between 2 to 4 hours. And one time I actually paid first because I couldn't wait any longer, and I claimed it later. I submitted the claim after that. Okay. So if the customer really cannot wait, they can opt to pay first and then submit the claim. Yeah. Okay. 20 minutes more. Okay. We'll go on to international exclusive that covers the main products. Okay. Give me a moment. I'll change the slide. Move on to international exclusive. I will touch briefly on internet exclusive, so you have a better understanding. It's quite a detailed product. So I'll basically share a high level, maybe if you want more detail, you will need to get more information, more further training, because this one you're talking to really high net worth customers on the product. Yeah, okay, hold on, give me a moment to change my slide. Okay, I hope you can see the slide. Yeah. AIE, international exclusive. Okay, I'll just quickly run through why, who should get by international exclusive and why. Okay, so actually we are, if not the sole provider of a global medical plan among local players. Basically, it covers treatment overseas, and also if you are based in overseas, this will cover medical treatment while you're overseas. Yeah. So we talked about yeah. So again, you all know we have expats working. Even a lot of our staff are considered going overseas as expats as well. Yeah. So we have our Malaysians who are working overseas as well. And from our records, majority of our customers are senior management or businessmen. Yeah. Or one who have very high limits for the cover. Okay, YIE obviously covers treatment overseas. So obviously with access to medical technology overseas. Okay, it covers up to 9 million. So it's not limited to Malaysian Medical Association covers. It's also cashless admission at panel hospital worldwide. Yeah, so I think it's quite good benefit to have a cashless admission. I'm sure if treatment in Malaysia is so expensive, imagine treatment in Europe, we have to pay in euros. Yeah, so I'll go through in the benefits quickly. Okay, who should buy? Who are your target segments? Premium can be a bit more expensive, so you will look at top businessmen or senior management in companies, and the other ones, those who travel a lot or they may be based overseas. Malaysians studying overseas. So for those who have kids who are studying in the UK, for example, if you look at the premium table, is actually quite affordable for young, because they're quite young. So the premium for younger, more affordable. I think if you look at the table for UK, for a person who's studying in the UK, age 19, the premium is only about, a standard risk is only about 12,000 plus 13,000 for coverage overseas. So I think that is actually very affordable. Imagine cost of living. I mean, your fees are already so expensive, and also your daily expenses are already quite a lot. But this is only 1,000 ringgit. If you spread out over 12 months, it's only 1,000 ringgit per month. Okay, so covers their medical treatment overseas. So obviously, if you are employed by your company sends you overseas on assignments, if they can opt for cover this under IE to cover your medical expenses while you're overseas. For expats who are in Malaysia as well, they can pick up this cover. So it also covers if they are back in their home country while traveling. Yeah. So one benefit is IE covers COVID-19. These were quite important, obviously, during the peak of COVID. Yeah. So our TPA is Europe Assistance. Obviously, they are a worldwide provider they have a network of panel hospitals worldwide. Yeah. So I'll quickly run through area of cover benefits. So there are three choices of area of cover. Yeah. Asia, worldwide, excluding USA, and then worldwide. That means Section 3 includes USA. So these are the countries in Asia. Obviously, then it's worldwide, excluding USA. And then worldwide, if you want to cover USA as well. One point to note is the benefits is, even though let's say you choose Asia cover, you're only based in Asia, working in Asia, But in event you have a work assignment overseas and in outside your area of cover, you can still get this but only for emergency treatment. It will still cover, but only for emergency treatment, yeah, if it's outside your area of cover. Okay. Some of the benefits that's under IE, which is different from our standard covers, standard SEO plus multimedic. So this includes hospice and palliative care. This basic care for almost terminal illness. Okay, this covers, includes vaccination. Pregnancy cover is only for plan 1. The highest plan does actually cover for pregnancy as well. Okay, and outpatient GP specialist is included. Yeah, so also this is like TCM. This is chiropractic, homeopathy, acupuncture, osteopathy is also covered based on if it's recommended treatment by the doctors, then this is also picked up. Okay, optical benefit and dental benefit is part of cover for plan 1. The highest plan will include optical benefit and dental benefit. Psychiatric treatment is standard, and we're talking about traditional Chinese medicine also included. Yeah. So some of the key product specifications: age. So below age 80, you can still buy the policy. Okay. So compared to SEO Plus, it's only up to 65. This is up to age 80. You can still purchase. Yeah. Dependent children below age of 21. A yearly optional renewal. There is also no lifetime limit. Yearly annual coverage. Yeah. Obviously, there's also emergency medical assistance. Covers daycare procedures. Then so another special unique benefit is you can cover some pre-existing conditions. I think there's a small limit there's a smaller limit that applies. Significantly smaller limit, but also in subject to waiting period. Okay, this is subject to underwriters' approval for cover for pre-existing condition. Yeah. Yes, Malaysians working overseas is covered. If you look at the premium table, so depending on where you are based at, then that is the premium. Is different. I think there's 6 zones that. Different rating. So if you're based in US, then there's a different rating for that applies. Okay, so yes, it does cover overseas, Malaysians being overseas. So that's why I recommend it for students who are overseas, or people who are working overseas, or senior management who do a lot of traveling, who are or based in different parts of the country, or they are Asia group CEO, for example. Then they are based in different places. Then this will be very good for those customers. Yeah. So I mentioned earlier, plan 1, 9 million cover, and 7 and 3 million. Okay. So plan 4 is a bit more restricted, and only for inpatient. Yeah. So I always recommend plan 1, 2, and 3 is better. Okay. So talk about area cover. So daily accommodation charges, standard single room is charged. Parent accommodation up to 5 ringgit per night, that is for children, if children are admitted. Yeah. So even there's cash benefits for every night that's hospitalized, there is a cash benefit that is covered. So pre-hospitalization, post-hospitalization treatment is included within the general practitioner and specialist consultation charges benefit. Okay, so covered under the GP and specialist covers. But plan 4 is a bit more limited, so you can see it is a little bit more limited cover for plan 4. But I'll focus on plan 1, 2, and 3 because this one is the one people will be most interested to have a more holistic cover. Yeah, plan 1, 2, and 3. So outpatient, we talked about GP and specialist. Remember, multimedic is a rider, but this is already included under plan 1, 2, and 3. So it covers your visits to the GP and specialist as well. Okay. So normally, specialists always, you will require a referral before you can see a specialist. Those will still apply, yeah. But at least, for more details, please run through the policy wording or any questions that you can talk to your marketing officer for help, yeah. So we talked about the TCM, chiropractor, acupuncture, and homeopathy, up to 3,600 limit. TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, up to 180 per visit, up to 20 visits per year. So physiotherapy is included. Cancer treatment standard, also radiotherapy and chemotherapy, and also kidney dialysis is covered as charged. Next, quite a lot of benefits. So health screening is part of Plan 1 for health screening. But for other plans, there is no cover. Yeah? So plan with the highest plan will include a health screening, but only from the second year onwards. Okay. So health screening, if you see, to do diagnostic every year, can do a health screening up to 3,000 ringgit. Pre-existing condition I mentioned just now can be covered, subject to approval, but it's only up to a smaller limit, yeah. And then condition is that it's only available after 9 months of membership. For first 2 years, it's 7,000. Subsequent years, it's 14,000. Yeah. So maintenance of non-pre-existing conditions. This is about chronic conditions. It means it's continuous. Once you have it, you need to take treatment or medication. So chronic conditions. The oral and maxi surgery. This is basically due to illness or accident covered. Ambulance transport. International emergency medical assistance is included. Psychiatric treatment also covered up to these limits. Yeah. Yep. So if you roll, this is all from the brochure as well. So you can see, if you want to run through in more detail after this, yeah, just download the brochure from the partner center. Yeah. So you run through this. Let's quickly run through. These are all things that's covered. Even pre and postnatal complications is covered. Complications that are not for delivery and pregnancy issues. That is only for Plan 1. Okay. So vaccination is covered if required. Dental care we talked about just now is only for Plan 1. With 20% co-payment covers up to 80%. And optical care up to 900. And then we talked about hospice and palliative care, and these are the limits that will apply. Somebody asked about the phone numbers. Yeah, so yeah, the insured will get a card for reference, and these are the call centers that they can call for any assistance for a panel doctor overseas and for GL if required. Okay, so this is the contact at the reverse side. So these are the information required for the GL, guarantee letter, yeah. Hospital admission is similar. I think I won't go into detail, but the process is similar as how I went through just now, and just that now it will be hospital overseas, but the procedure will still be the same. Yeah, so you need to have a panel hospital who already know Europe assistance. Okay, so again, hospitals are obligated to stabilize the patient first before asking for any financial arrangements. Yeah. So admission procedure is also the same. And sorry, this is just now for cashless, and this is for reimbursement. If you go to a non-panel, then obviously the customer needs to pay for the treatment first on its own, and then submit a claim to Generali. Yeah. Okay, let's take note where some situations where insured may have to pay the hospital expenses first and file a claim. Okay, we talked about outpatient visit that is covered, but this requires to be paid first and claim. Okay. So for outpatient visits, for admissions to non-panel, there's no cashless facility for non-panel. Yeah. So and for TCM, those non-hospital treatments also require pay and file. Physiotherapy, for outpatient kidney dialysis, outpatient cancer treatment, and also psychiatric treatment. Okay, those requires pay and file. Yep. So same email I mentioned earlier about claims. So submit to claims.gi.generali. Yeah, for all your documents. Again, I'd like to repeat to make sure that your header email is very clear. Show to what line of business, which is health, motor, PA, or fire, and then the reason for your email. Is it inquiry? Is it a document submission, for example? So make it very clear so that they will route to the correct person. Yeah. Okay. Submit all the forms to this email. So any inquiry, you can also submit back to the email. Okay. So do take note, the turnaround time is 14 working days when we receive of all the completed information and documents required, yeah, for IE treatment. I think reimbursement basis, again, just think to highlight in bold. So basically, if it's bills above 100, you need an itemized billing. But I think most hospitals will give you a itemized billing anyway. Okay, you can download the table of premium. This is the brochure. So I mentioned earlier that country zones 1 to 6. Depending on the plan that you buy in your coverage area, and obviously the age of the person. Okay, so you can download the premium table. It's in the partner centers under sales material. So you can see there for the different age limits and depending on the zone. Yep. So you can see here it's very small, but there are 6 zones. So again, depending on where for example, the staff is working, depending on which country, then you need to look at the zone and then which plan that is purchased for the customer, and obviously the age of the insured for the premium. Yep. Okay. Yep. It's almost 12. If we haven't answered your questions, we will actually compile it together with last week's session. We will share it again with the BUs, we actually put it all in a shared folder for the marketing officers to be able to access it. So let us compile this and put in the answers. So it's for everyone to learn from the session and all the questions from everyone. Thank you for all the questions. I think it's all very good questions to enhance your understanding. Yeah. So maybe give us some time to compile the answers and the questions and the answers, and we share it with the marketing officers. We will actually send them an email to inform them where to pick up the deck. The slides today, we will also have that available for you, and also the Q&A. Okay. Thank you for your time. It's 2 hours, 12 o'clock, just in time. Okay. I think for your attendance, please click on the barcode that Fatah has just shared to register your attendance if you haven't already registered your attendance. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your questions and attending the session. Hope this has helped your understanding of these few products. The rest should be easier. You can run through the